Ms. Leger Fernandez.
The gentlewoman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Ranking Member McGovern, to pointing out what we heard last night. This is all political theater. That's what we heard last night. That's what we're hearing on the floor today. But is that what I heard when I was in New Mexico? No, in New Mexico, what I heard in the fields and at the markets was ranchers and farmers actually anxiously asking about the Farm Bill. What I heard was veterans who marched in the Bean Day Parade describing how their health would suffer dramatically if we don't pass a VA supplemental. Families told me they want Congress to work together on a bipartisan matter, which this is not. They want us to work together to make their lives better. We have 12 legislative days to do Congress's basic job: fund the government, fund veterans programs, fund emergency programs, pass a farm bill. Instead of funding our nation's obligations, the Republicans are toying with a government shutdown yet again. Instead, the Republicans' Armed Service Committee chair called this temporary funding terrible. Your own chair of Armed Services called this, quote, terrible. Their CR also fails to fund disaster relief as wildfires, hurricanes, and floods devastate the countryside. Businesses and neighbors in New Mexico and across the country won't get the emergency relief they deserve unless Congress funds FEMA. Instead of living up to their obligations, Republicans are using this funding deadline to make it harder for American citizens to vote. They've included their voting restriction bill as a poison pill on this CR. What is the real-life consequence of their voting restriction bill? With a military ID, you can fight and die for this country, but Republicans won't let you use it alone to register to vote. Why would House Republicans make it harder for service members, for recently married or divorced women, for Native Americans, and for rural Americans to register and vote? Republicans and their presidential campaigners are fabricating a lie that non-citizens vote to sow fear and distrust of our elections. They are pushing their Project 2025 agenda today. New Mexicans don't want us to make it harder for them to vote. They are concerned about how hard it is to live. Yesterday, in the Rules Committee, a Republican witness said, "We could wait until later to take care of veterans funding." Why wait? Instead of do-nothing messaging bills and a politicized CR that's going nowhere, we should prioritize our veterans now. We should prioritize disaster relief funding now. We should pass a farm bill that helps our rural communities now. This rule fails our military. It fails our veterans, families, and neighbors. I urge a no vote now on this rule, and I yield back.